Hello, and welcome to the 86th episode of Recluse Horror. This is a daily horror movie review podcast.
For now.
For now, yeah. Gonna not do daily episodes soon, but for now, just a little background on the project. Back on my birthday in April, I decided I wanted to watch and review a horror movie every single day. I have done so for the past 363 days. So with me again today is Sam, if you didn't guess.
Hey.
Had a super crazy day today. I feel like absolute garbage, and then I watched an absolute garbage movie.
Oof.
Yeah, so just
really? Not pulling any punches on this one.
Yeah.
So let's just get into it, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. So the movie is The Whistler from 2017, and it's not a movie. Would you call it a movie?
Or a short film?
It's not a short film. It's not a movie of any kind. Would you say it's a movie?
Or a film? Or anything?
Would you?
No, it's lacking in a lot of ways.
Yeah. It's
structurally
gorgeous.
Or narratively, I suppose.
Yeah, or like in any other way, a movie is a thing.
Yeah, it's...
Other than the shots were gorgeous.
It's
locations.
long.
It's okay. It's 11 minutes, which is about twice the length of like a lot of the short films that we've been watching recently. And it felt like you could have gotten the same thing across, which was nothing, in like 4 minutes. You could have gotten the nothing across in 4 minutes, and it probably would have made like, okay, well, it's a 4-minute short film. What are you going to do? Now, mind you, again, I've said this, a lot, but I've seen a 3-minute short film that got a beginning, middle, and end, but, at least it would have been a thing. So what is this about, Sam? Do you want to synopsize this one?
It's about a missing person who isn't missing necessarily.
Or who is missing.
But is a person.
And is a person.
They're a full-grown adult.
Yeah, uh-huh. Apparently, maybe... No, I don't even want to say that. But, yeah, nothing... I mean, he might be missing. He might not be missing. The structure of the film is such that you can't tell whether what's happening is, like, before or after or during. And, yeah, I don't know. Oh, I give up today. So let's talk about the one good thing, which is the visuals.
Right.
How did you like the visuals? Other than...
The film looks like a cross between an advertisement for Montana and a Jane's Addiction music video. So, if you think those visuals are good,
yeah,
then it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Nah, they were shot really well.
Kind of looks like a Lebanon Hanover video, too.
A lot of the setups were really good. A lot of the framing was really good. A lot of the lighting was really good.
Yeah.
The what's it called was good. And the other what's it called and the other what's it called. The setting was good.
Oh, the setting was really good. Yeah.
That set a pretty good mood. The music I didn't think helped it very much.
Yeah.
What little there was of it. Really the best part of it, like the thing I got out of it was the setting, the shots, setup shots and setting shots of the setting and
yeah.
Setting.
Yeah.
Setting.
They're
very...
And this location and this other location.
Yeah, they're done very well.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the only reason to
watch this.
Yeah.
If you're a filmmaker and you're trying to think of some interesting angles and you're in like sort of an open space, this should give you some ideas so you can watch it. Nobody else has any real reason to watch this unless you really like the setting.
Yeah, unless you want to see that. But...
Yeah, if you really want to visit Montana,
It's not... We're 100% positive it didn't take place in Montana.
Yeah, it absolutely didn't take place in Montana. But it
somewhere
did have a cattle guard.
Europe, I believe.
Yeah, they had...
There's no dialogue, right?
There is... Is there? I feel like somebody did speak at one point. But I could totally be wrong.
But there's almost no... There's at least almost no dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's like the only good part of the movie. It is the cinematography and the locations and the lighting. That's pretty much it. Now, on to the bad thing about the visuals, Sam. I'm sure you picked up on this. I actually almost commented on it, and then I heard you react to it.
Okay, what was it?
The sky.
Oh, yeah, I actually didn't mind that. I liked, like, I don't think they got the effect they wanted, but I appreciate weird effects like that.
So, to me, it just looked like a mistake. It looks like...
Okay.
To
You don't think it was meant to be that way?
No, I think they were filming on too low res and then tried to up it, but they didn't know how to do it or something. I don't know. The sky gets all pixelated every time the camera moves, and slightly changes color, which I don't know enough about film and digital photography to like figure out exactly what was going on there, but I absolutely don't think it was intentional. I think it was a problem there that they like that was the best that they could get with the shots that they had.
Uh-huh.
And that's totally fine. But like for something where the only good thing is the visuals,
right?
That does kind of suck. That
yeah.
If you did think it was intentional, I suppose that's fine. But I think it definitely wasn't intentional.
It's a toss up for me.
Yeah.
It does seem like they didn't get the effect they wanted.
But you thought they were trying to do something with it.
But yeah, they were trying to do something, which I appreciate since most of the movie is doing nothing.
Right.
The majority of the movie is doing nothing, and I did mention it, but I mentioned it as, something's fucking happening.
Yeah. Well, I meant before that, like, I was the second time that they showed the sky doing that, I was going to say something to you, like, what's going on, or something. But then I heard you, like, make a sound.
That's what I mean.
You didn't say anything, you just made a sound, and I'm like, okay, he saw it too, he noticed it too, so... But yeah, okay. So even the visuals do have their drawbacks or whatever. Again, I don't think they were trying to go for any effect. He thought they might. No idea. If anybody out there listening, all two of you, knows anything about digital photography and what might have caused that, I'd be really interested to know whether that was something that could have been intentional or if it was really just a problem with the compression or, something like that. I'd be really interested to know. Okay, so there's almost no story in this. And then what story does exist doesn't make sense. There are 7 ways to read everything that happens.
It doesn't necessarily not make sense. Like, you can jump to a conclusion of what happened.
But there's no definitive anything.
Yeah, not at all. Anything could have happened. Mm-hmm. You could be like, oh, well, this magic frog showed up and made this happen, and then all the Woods Tin Men came and put together the Fox Man, and that's why the movie ended like that. Because it in no way tells you what's happened, and
there's nothing in the movie to contradict what Sam just said, so...
It's canon now.
It's canon now.
Canon.
Yeah. There's just... It's not intentionally ambiguous. It's clear that they were trying to point you towards something, but they were so vague about it, and they were so... They were such poor visual storytellers. And it took
so long
to do that, yeah.
This was over
11 minutes. Well, I guess there was like a minute of black at the end.
Well, like, I could see... Yeah, exactly. Well, I could see if it was like a shorter one and like, this is all we have to do, like... Mm-hmm. But they padded it with so much B-roll that it's like, yo, you made us watch all that B-roll and...
There's like a minute and a half of A-roll.
Yeah. You could have the theatrical cut. Maybe like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Tops.
Yep. So yeah, a number of things do happen. There's probably 3 things that do happen, but it's never clear.
And we had bad days, so we're not even pulling any punches on this one.
No,
huh?
we're not.
We had 2 bad of days.
We had 2 bad of days. Both of us, independently of each other, had bad days for different reasons, and so fuck all this noise.
So we just don't even care anymore.
I just thought I was gonna watch something cool, and
We're out. We're not having it.
We're not having it. Not today. Not today, sir. Yeah, I do really appreciate the visuals, but like it pissed me off to no end that like, okay, there are scenes that you don't know when they take place in the time period. Then you don't know what happened in those. Then you don't know why they happened. Then you don't know why they spent so much time building up this other thing when it turns out that it has nothing to do with anything. Then, like I said, 3 things happen and you can interpret those any different way. And it's clear that they want you to interpret a specific way, but they're bad visual storytellers. So they aren't able to get across what they're trying to get across. There is something at the very end of it that happens that is like, wait a minute. So I don't even want to say what it is, but it's so confusing because it implies something about one of the characters that you're like, wait a minute, what?
It's a real David S. Pumpkins situation.
Sam called that in the middle of the movie, and I had no idea what David S. Pumpkins is because I don't watch SNL, but yeah, but at least, okay, now I know we're not talking about David S. Pumpkins.
We should have just gotten the David S. Pumpkins short.
Yeah, I'm not, we should have reviewed that. That's
It's
a
million
horror.
times better.
And it's a million times better.
Stupider, yes, but way better.
But way better. It makes much more sense. It's more coherent. This is less coherent than David S. Pumpkins. So, David S. Pumpkins is an SNL sketch.
No, don't explain it. You ruin the magic of David S. Pumpkins.
Okay.
When you explain it.
Alright, well then I won't explain it. But what I will say is that what it's doing is intentional. What David S. Pumpkins is doing is intentional.
Right.
There's no debating that that's intentional. Now, whether it makes sense or not is secondary because it's trying not to make sense. It's just some weird something. This is trying to make some kind of sense, even though it's supposed to be moody and like ethereal and it doesn't really hit those notes. But even so, like the things that they are trying to give you that feel like they're supposed to be definitive answers are not definitive answers. And they don't make sense. So, I don't know. David S. Pumpkins, better horror short than this.
Well, that's not fair. Tom Hanks was in that. He's an Oscar, Academy, Grammy Award nominated person.
That's a fact.
Uh-huh.
That's
you
a
can
fact.
quote me on that.
They can quote Sam on that whole thing that he just said.
Are we done with this? Do we need to talk about this bad movie anymore?
Okay, what did you think about the acting?
It's fine. There's not much of it.
Yeah. So the director is also apparently the one, Michael Coleman is the director of this, and Michael Coleman is also the one who plays
Mopey
Darren.
guy number one?
Yeah, his name is Darren, which I only know because I looked it up on IMDb. They did actually show you his name on that thing, but like, I didn't look at that.
Yeah, right.
I wasn't looking at that. But yeah, like, he plays one of the characters there, and like, he doesn't do anything. He's in the more of the movie than any of the other characters, and he does just as nothing as that. You don't really understand anything more about him than you do about any of the other characters. Yeah, I thought the acting was fine. I didn't disbelieve anybody really. But they aren't doing anything worth, mentioning or talking about. Because they don't do anything. Nobody does anything. It's all mood. And the mood doesn't really, you were saying, like, it doesn't really set a very good mood.
No, it doesn't. The atmosphere is good.
Yes.
But the mood itself is really, I know those are similar things, but
not quite.
But the mood itself is, you never really feel engaged.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like a music video in a way, like.
Music videos have stronger storylines than this.
Yeah, but it's that very first part.
Yeah.
Before the music starts playing and helps you understand.
Yeah.
The initial scene. It reminds me of that, like, a really, really hard, like trying to give you a piece of something,
Uh-huh.
But, like, it in no way finishes it.
Yeah.
I guess that's all I mean by that.
So what did you think about the effects?
There's almost no effects.
There's almost no effects. And, they're not, they have, like, 2 shots that have effects in them, really. Like, it's a couple more than that, maybe. But it's, like, a total of maybe 4 or 5 seconds of this whole movie up until one part that has a solid part that's, like, how long would you say they held on that? Like 10 minutes? Or not 10 minutes.
10 seconds?
Felt like it. Probably 10 solid seconds, maybe 15.
If that. It was very short.
And what they're holding on, they held on it for so long that, like, you could just see exactly what it was and all of the faults and
it didn't look good, yeah.
Yeah, that it didn't look good, that like, yeah. Basically just that it didn't look good. And that's not good.
Yeah, that was actually a really
even though the design of it was pretty cool, like, you were too close and you were you were there for too long.
You got too good of a look at it.
Too good of a look at it, yeah. And I wanted a better look at it from when they showed it before, because I was like, I can't even see what it is that they're showing us. And then they did it for too long. They just overcorrected on that one. You could really see what it was, you know? Yeah. Because, you know, whatever we're talking about isn't a real thing. Yeah. Yeah. It's you know, prosthetic in some nature and man-made, you know? So you could see what it is. I mean, yeah. You're like, oh, that's really killing. That looks super fake. They didn't do anything to try to make the texture look different than the material it was made out of, or, you know, add any kind of sheen. But if they would have just flashed it, you would have got the same effect without it. Without having enough time to see the imperfections. Yeah. Because it's awesome when you can hold on something and really see it and it looks good. But if you can't, then don't. It's really bad, yeah. Yeah, it's true. I did want a better look at it. I was going to be angry if they didn't give us a better look, and then they did, and I'm like, okay, well, I got what I asked for, but this isn't how I wanted it at all. So you gotta be wary of what you ask for. Yeah, I know. Careful what you wish for. Yeah. So... Are we done? So, you also don't really get any idea of what was supposed to be the thing, like what the horror thing was supposed to be, and that made me the most angry. So the title is The Whistler. You would think that would give you some idea, or that would give you... Or that there was whistling. Yeah, and there was, but it's not totally clear whether the whistling was in the soundtrack, or if the whistling was, like, a part of the story. They don't, again... I don't even remember the whistling. You don't remember the... Oh, okay, yeah. Like, I kind of know what you're talking about, and yeah, I guess it was whistling, but it's very not, like, it's pointless, you know? It is. You cannot have whistling, yeah. Yeah, it's meaningless. Everything about this is meaningless. You get no information about what happened, why it happened, no overall what it does. Tying it together necessarily. Yeah. Like, maybe there is and I didn't catch it. It doesn't resonate in any way in that nature. Like, as far as I can tell, there's no symbolic reasons for anything happening. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not that you have to have that, but if there's nothing else, you should have something. Something. And I couldn't find anything like that. Yeah. And, just the one watch, but... Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think this is the sort of movie that would make anybody angry. But it's functionally useless. Again, this is one that I feel like is good for people who are, like, trying to learn how to be filmmakers or interested in film. Or showing something that they know how to set up a shot, or... Oh, for sure, as a demo reel. But I'm talking about, like, you can learn from this. You can learn how to do both good shots, good cinematography. You can learn how not to tell a story visually without dialogue and without a story. Right. Was there a script for this? Do you think there was a script for this? If it would, I was just about to say the whole movie, but I don't want to give away the end. Right. But it would take me 2 seconds. It would. Yeah, our synopsis, or our actual full synopsis of the whole plot would take less than 30 seconds. So, yeah, I guess that's our review of The Whistler. I think it's from 2017. It's not the only thing out there. You want to look for the one, if you're looking at this, I don't know why you would. But for the one from 2017 by Michael Coleman, it just needed a story. It needed something to tell, and it had no story to tell. So that's my short version, the TLDR version of what our whole review was. What's TDLR? TLDR, too long, didn't read. Oh. Sam's not an internet person all the time, so... He gets them shit posts, but he doesn't get anything else. Too long, didn't read. Yeah. So, yeah, that's our review, and that's our episode. Thank you so much for listening to our depressed nonsense. If you liked this podcast for some reason, or we just shit on somebody who poured their heart and soul into something, then please rate, review, subscribe, or, whatever it is on whatever site that you found us. If you would like to help the show, the best way to do that is to share it with someone that you love or someone that you think would enjoy it. If that person has a different platform than you, or if you don't like the platform where you found us, we are available on YouTube, Player FM, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, and pretty much any podcatcher out there. Or you can reach out to us on social media at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or you can email me at reclusehorror@gmail.com.
And you can catch me outside then.
How about that?
How about that?
So Sam, what's your rating?
One David Pumpkin.
One David Pumpkin. David Pumpkin or David S. Pumpkin?
David Pumpkin.
One David Pumpkin. I'm gonna give...
You don't get the S.
Yeah.
You don't deserve it.
Doesn't deserve the S. Okay, so I'm gonna give this one, one shattered soul. That's how I feel today. I feel like my soul was shattered.
Let's watch that David Pumpkin video again, then.
Hella. Alright, Sam, say goodbye.
Bye. Can you have the outro be like...
I do not have the energy to look it up. But
then you do it, then.
What's that?
Then you sing the song for the outro.
I've only heard it the one time. Here, you do it.
I was doing it.